Hello and welcome to Laurice's Kitchen, the show that illustrates that cooking for yourself can be both fairly simple and very delicious. Along the way, we're going to have a bit of fun. Today, we're going to be making our very own loaf of white sandwich bread. And unlike the store-bought varieties, you're going to know exactly what goes into this loaf. The ingredients for sandwich bread are fairly simple. We're going to start with 2 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour in our bowl. Now this is King Arthur brand flour, and I do think it makes a superior loaf of bread. We also need 1/3 cup of vital wheat gluten, 1/3 cup of white sugar, a teaspoon of kosher salt, and a tablespoon of instant yeast. Now this would be the same as 1 package. We also need 2 cups of warm water. Now this is right at about 115 degrees, but as long as it's between 100 and 130, you'll be okay. So we're going to go ahead and put all these dry ingredients in the bowl, mix it by hand, and then we're going to go ahead and add the water to the bowl and mix that by hand too. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to use the paddle attachment to mix this. Alright, we're going to add our water. If we were to put this on the mixer like this and mix it, flour would just go everywhere all over the kitchen. So we'll get this slurry together first. Okay, and now onto the mixer for about 6 minutes. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take this off and scrape down the sides, and we can just do that with the paddle attachment. Okay, and now we're going to add probably about 2 cups of flour, and we're going to change over to the dough hook. Okay, this does not need to be exact. Okay, and we'll probably be mixing this for about 10 minutes. Okay, the secret to making very soft bread is to use as little flour as possible. The longer we allow the mixer to knead, the more water that all those little grains of flour can absorb. So we're going to check to see how sticky this is, because we don't actually want it to be sticky. Actually, you can see I've still got dough on my hand. So we're going to go ahead and add about 1/8 cup of flour, and we're going to continue to let this knead. Now we're probably going to let the mixer knead this for maybe 2-3 minutes in between each addition. This may be the only addition we need to add. Okay, alright, this is ready to be kneaded and shaped into a ball, and then we're going to put it into a greased bowl, and it's going to go into my unheated oven to proof. Okay, we're just kneading this for just a few seconds and getting it into a ball shape. Okay, that looks really nice. We're going to go ahead and coat it on both sides with the oil, and then this is going into my unheated oven to proof. Okay, a few minutes ago I put a pan of boiling water in the bottom of my oven. Now that'll add a little bit of warmth and some moisture to this unheated oven, which is what bread dough needs to proof in. So we're going to go ahead and let this rise for about an hour. Okay, this has risen nicely. We're just going to go ahead and punch it down and redistribute the bubbles, and then this is going back into that steam heated oven for another 45-minute rise. Okay, we're going to turn this out and then knead it to redistribute the air bubbles. Okay, as you can tell, this dough is very soft and very elastic. Now we want to make sure that we don't have any big air pockets in here, because these will just get bigger and create gigantic voids in our loaf of bread that peanut butter will fall through when we go to make a peanut butter sandwich. Okay, this is about the right length for our pan. Now, as you can see, I'm using a full-size loaf pan. I am not using two 8x4s or 10x5 loaf pans. This is a full-size loaf. So we're just going to go ahead and put this in here. I have greased just the bottom of it. Okay, and then this is going back into my oven for another hour rise. Okay, this has risen nicely. We're going to go ahead and take this out and just gently set it up here. Now we're going to leave the pan of water in here, and I'm going to go ahead and preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Now I have a convection oven, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. So this continues to rise while we let the oven preheat. Okay, the oven's preheated, so we're going to carefully put this in here on the middle rack. Okay, and then this is going to bake for 30 minutes. Okay, the timer has gone off. And look at this gorgeous loaf of bread. All right, we're going to go ahead and let this rest and cool in the pan for about 20 minutes until it's handleable. And then we're going to go ahead and depan onto the cooling rack. Okay, this bread has been cooling for about an hour now, and you really shouldn't cut bread until it's been completely cooled. This is actually so fresh that it would be better if we waited until tomorrow to cut it, but we're going to give it a taste now. Oh, look how soft it is. This crust is so chewy from having that water in there. Perfect.